Alright, good morning ladies and gents. I am going to today be discussing the ratios of the halal snack pack. Now, the halal snack pack is a food phenomenon that has swept the country and taken it by storm. However, its creation relies a lot more on just the name. So, what does it need? Well, we're going to find out. First and foremost, it comes with some chips. Now, these chips are crucial to the making of the halal snack pack. Now, you're going to want a lot, but not too many. Now, there is, first and foremost, a ratio to go by for the halal snack pack as a whole. And that is 5 to 1 to 5 to 1. Now, it's foreign for now, but we're going to delve deep into the maths behind halal. Let's begin with the 5. Over here we've got chips. Now these chips have to be crunchy and delicious at the same time. Can't be soggy, they have to be perfect. And they'll make up this percentage of the snack pack itself. Now, the actual percentage of batter, crunch, and spices is determined by the place, but it has to be a certain layer of crunch relative to the layer of chip with layer of crunch. That cannot be too thick, with the crunch exceeding the chip as a whole and taking over its existence, really, making it more of a crunch than a chip. And it can't be so wafer thin that it is undetectable by human senses and must use a microscope to view. That wouldn't be any good. Alright, let's clear the clutter and move on to the next part of the ratio. Now let's just start again. We've got 5, 1, 5, 1. We've already established what this 5 is. We know that. That's a tick. But what's this 1 here? This 1 is the cheese. Now, the cheese is crucial and has to be put between these two 5s for it to be successful. Now, spoiler alert, block your ears if you don't want to hear some major spoilers. This 5 is your meat. Now, the cheese in between the chips and the meat allows for optimal meltage. That is because the temperatures combine and press down on the cheese, making it melt all over the chips, you can see, together. Now let's just say, hypothetically, you put the cheese before the 5. Well, it would just melt all over the bottom of your styrofoam box. Make that clear. And it'd be quite unsuccessful. So, thus, you must put it in between. Now, the ratio of cheese is very important in this. If this ratio increased, if you just made that 1.5, let's say, it would be catastrophic. Now, this is because cheese has a liquid content in it, of course, just like most things. However, this liquid content, when melted over your chips, which are refined to have, as we confirmed before, optimal crunch, this liquid part will affect the crunch, turning these chips soggy. Now, soggy, that is not what we want. We can't have that in our halal snack pack. That is why cheese has to be the perfect ratio. Now, of course, these are ratios, so you can't give a weight or a measurement, say 50 grams, although that'd be a lot of cheese. It has to be scaled, so let's just say we had, well, let's make a decently sized snack pack. Let's say we had 100 grams of chips. Perfect. Now, that would mean that we would have to have 20 grams of cheese. That would cover over the top. As you can see, the ratios are applied. This is 5 lots of 20, 1 lot of 20. Simple as that. And that is the next ratio of the halal snack pack. Now, let's move on to the next 5. Now, of course, if you blocked your ears for that spoiler, this will be new to you. It is the meat. Sweet, sweet meat. Beautiful stuff, but in moderation. Now let's just get that ratio back up there. Oops. Oy. None of that. That would cause catastrophe if we had a 5 in there. All right, perfect. Now meat is the next 5 here. Why is meat so much? Well, it's a main contributing factor to the fulfillment that you will feel after eating the halal snack pack. Now, meat, you'll get a few common ones. I'm sure you can find some other rarer options. However, your common options would be lamb, beef, and chicken. Now, let's see, beef, this is going to be some new concepts. This is going to be probably a bit much to take in. You take some notes, maybe set them up for next lesson. However, beef is equivalent to dingo. Now that can be put into the equation of B equals D. That's a pretty simple one. That's just, remember that. Just bear that in mind, all right? Now, you can get mixed snack packs or pure snack packs. Now, a mixed might be 50% lamb and 50% chicken. And, however, B plus L/C does not equal D. This equation states that when beef is mixed with lamb or chicken, it does not equal dingo. This is important as that contradicts this equation. So this one, write this down, must be remembered as well. So remember, beef equals dingo, but beef plus lamb or chicken does not equal dingo. Now, as I was saying, you can get a mixed snack pack, 50% lamb, 50% chicken. Now this means that this ratio here will be divided down into 2 parts. One consisting of lamb, one consisting of chicken, mixed together. That does not mean that you double this part and make it more like 5, 1, 10, 1. That would cause chaos. Just look at that. You don't want that. You do not want that. Now we've covered the meat side of things. We're going to move on to the final and arguably the most complex ratio of the halal snack pack, and that is, let's just get it back up here again, the sauce. Or should I say sauces? Now the sauces are essential and it follows this rule. Now this is, bear with me for a moment. We need some precision for this. The sauces take a form unlike any other. It relies on absolute precision and equality between the 3 sides. Now, this is that of the Holy Trinity. Now, the Holy Trinity is the perfect ratio of sauces to fit the halal snack pack's needs. And anything other than the Holy Trinity, just remember this. Let's go. If S does not equal HT, so HT being Holy Trinity, S equals D. Dingo. Now, I didn't actually cover what dingo is. Now, it's kind of just general information, and you've got to really embrace this. This is some complex stuff, so, again, take notes. You want to remember this. This will come in for the advanced course later, but dingo is just dingo. It's just dingo. Don't do it, because it's dingo. Now, as we were saying, Holy Trinity, what is the Holy Trinity? Well, it is the perfect, might I say, combination of garlic, barbecue, and chili. Boom, just like that. Holy Trinity. But see, the ratios have to be just right. They can't be, 75% garlic, and then 5% chili, and then 20% barbecue. It has to be the perfect 33.3 on all sides of the equation. All right? Now this right here is something that you cannot forget. Essential stuff right here. Now, this is a guideline, however. While these ratios must be essentially perfect for the perfect HSP, let's just say the store was missing barbecue. What do? Easy. Scale up these percentages. Make this 50, make this 50. But never do that if you were given the option of barbecue. Always do it under desperate circumstances, when it can be fixed. Alright, now that we've covered sources, I'd say it's time to cover exactly how this ratio can be put in to practical use, it has to. So, as you would remember by now, this is our HSP ratio. And this can be scaled up for any event. Let's just say you wanted your mini snack pack. This can be scaled down. You could have 5 grams, 1 gram, 5 grams, 1 gram. Done and dusted. But you can scale this right up to the 15-inch pizza box. Now, for those who don't know, here is the pizza box, and here is the average adult male. Yeah, exactly. It's huge. You can scale this all the way up to that, like straight away. It's always applicable. And finally, it's not a ratio, however, it is essential. And it's to do with these sources again. When you're making your HSP, you're going to have laid out your chips, laid on top your meat, don't forget the cheese in between, and you'll be left with this nice surface to put your sauces on. But how do you apply the sauces? Now, you want to get your protractor, just like that, and you want to line it up and measure a 45-degree angle, all right? So we've got a right angle here, you want to measure it 45 degrees out, and then you want to make a grid. Make that grid with the first sauce. Now this first grid can be done with any sauce, all right? So you pick one of the 3 and you layer the first, then you layer the second, and finally the third. Get that grid perfect, and you will have the perfect HSP. Thank you very much for listening.